Hello there, and a very warm welcome to the Overseas Guides Company's YouTube presentation. Well, it's all about packing for your trip abroad this week, not necessarily for when you finally go to live in your destination, but about when you do a trip, even if it's to a far-flung country, you're thinking of buying in, say, Canada, the US, or even Australia. My main tips for you I will come on to, but I think the really main one is that you are unlikely to need as much as you think you will need. I've travelled quite a lot over the years to various different countries, and experience has taught me that, as I say, you can probably take out half of what you think you're going to need and be absolutely fine about it. I clearly remember going to Australia for the first time with my husband a couple of years ago, and he was absolutely mortified to discover that his suitcase actually weighed more than mine. So here are my good tips for you. Firstly, don't let anybody con you into thinking that those fabrics, such as cotton and linen, that breathe will be the best things to take. They may breathe, but they end up being extremely creased and crumpled, and that's really not a good look. So don't worry about the fabrics necessarily. Next, if you're going to be moving around a lot, such as in fact we were in Australia, bear in mind that you won't be seeing the same people necessarily every single day. So that effectively means that you can take less items. For example, you could perhaps think about taking 4 core outfits and ones that mix and match with a few accessories and wear them time after time again. Even if you're staying in one place, actually, the sad truth is that people don't really notice what you wear. As long as you feel good in it, then that's all that matters really. It doesn't really matter if you wear the same thing twice or perhaps change a top. Um, I found that also when you're staying, for example, in a hotel and perhaps you're property hunting, think about most hotels nowadays have hair dryers. They also have sachets of shampoo and soaps and things like that. You're unlikely to need to weigh down your plate with items like that. If in doubt, I say leave them out. Next tip is that one that I found to be really useful, I use it quite a lot, is to take just one, say, smaller suitcase, too large to be taken on board, but only just. And inside that, I usually carry a sort of small canvas bag that I take with me, for example, if I was just going to spend a night somewhere. That way you can actually chop and change with your luggage and have something to put, some room to put things in if you want to buy anything when you're there. And don't forget, most hotels these days are happy to keep your luggage for a few days. So then if you're, say, at a base somewhere but moving around, you can leave your big case there and take your little canvas bag with you. And finally, you know all those books that you said you were going to read, and you pack your case full of weighty novels. You won't. Take a couple of books. You probably won't end up reading more than that. You always find magazines and things like that at the airport. Bear in mind that you don't want to be lugging too much books and luggage about with you when you're on your trip. And finally, if you can't bear to leave your own cosmetics and what have you at home, then think about going to Boots the Chemist, who do fantastic little plastic bottles where you can decant your special shampoos, conditioners, and what have you, and then it weighs much less. Take the time to do this if you really are attached to your own items, and you'll be pleased you've done so. Anyway, maybe you have some hints on packing, but that's my little tip for you this week. I hope you're enjoying the little films here. Do come back to me or write an email or contact our office if you need any help with your overseas move or trip abroad. We can help with all sorts of aspects of that. So go to our website here. Hope this finds you well, and I will speak to you again next